What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day. We've got some interesting information about the Galaxy Z Fold 4, as well as a couple of questions. So without further ado, let's get into the tech news. Our first story of the day is about, like I said, the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Actually, both stories are about the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and a potential price cut that we may see because of this information. Now, this information is coming out from Ross Young, who says Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 4 and Flip 4 phone production for July are more than double what it was for the Z Fold 3 and Z Flip 3, pointing to a very strong launch. Might see a price cut. Now, why is he saying we might see a price cut? Well, it's supply and demand. If there's a lot of demand and they make a lot of these phones, it's going to allow them to reduce the cost of it because they're buying more materials, and they'll be able to sell more of these, allowing them to reduce the cost of everything. So we potentially, if we do see a price decrease, I would expect, I would love to see it at $1,500. I think that's where people start to be like, you know what? That's really at a price that I would consider. Anything above that, I think people are still going to be a little bit turned off. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying $1,500 is cheap. I just think that's a price more people will come out and potentially be more attracted to a foldable phone. Now, also with that said, with double production, this is stuff I've been saying for a long time now. I think the future of phones is the foldable flip market, the rollable. Anything to do like that will be the future. And when you see Samsung is confident with putting out double the amount of production that they did with this phone and the flip phone, especially last generation, that's where what just happened. Niners traded. That's where you get into the fact where, it's going to become more popular. More people are going to want it. More people are going to get it. And it's going to become more ubiquitous, and prices also will make it drop because it's going to be even bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is great news all around. And then the other takeaway from this is July production means that we should see, without delay, we should see this phone launch most likely in August. And the other little story that's come out, it's really just information we already know, but it just goes along and it's a little bit of a talking point about the size and weight of the Galaxy Z Fold 4. Z Fold 3 is a pretty hefty phone. You compare it to a lot of other phones, but the Z Fold 4, as you can see from Ice Universe, saying that the size change of the Z Fold 4 exceeded my expectation. It becomes smaller and lighter, and the bezels are narrower. So this is all great news. You would definitely want narrower bezels. You would definitely want a lighter phone, and you would definitely also want it to be smaller, so it's more handable. Is that a word? Handable? More holdable in your hand. Lighter, so it doesn't tire out your hand when you're holding it up. And then smaller bezels to potentially get a bigger display, slightly bigger display, or just to make the phones feel smaller overall. So there's a lot of good takeaways from that, and a lot of interesting things coming out with a potential price drop, better specs, potentially more features, better software, better overall price. There's a lot of different good things coming about the Z Fold 4, and I'm just super looking forward to this phone, especially with better cameras as well. Remember, it's supposed to have that S22 Ultra camera setup, maybe minus the periscope features from the S22 Ultra, but other than that, the whole kit and caboodle. So looking forward to that. Question of the day is, what is the price point the Z Fold 4 has to be at for you to consider buying it, or even consider that? What do you think is a good price? Let me know in the comments down below. With that said, let's jump into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that beat. First question of the day comes from Raul M. My Tab S8 Ultra did not come with extra pen tips. Where can I buy those? I did a quick Amazon search. I found some, but they weren't specifically for I don't think they were for the Tab S8 Ultra. I would just look on Amazon. If you don't see that, I would look on Samsung's website. If you don't see it on that, I would reach out to the people at Samsung to see if they can help you. But otherwise, that's where the two places I would look. And our last question comes from Dave. Question: Hey Greg, do you think the S23 and S23 Plus will have 1440p displays like the Ultra? If not, will Samsung ever do it? It's a good question. First of all, do they need to do it with a display kind of small? Probably not. It's probably not going to make a huge difference in what people see in day-to-day usage with this display that small. Should they do it? I'd like to see them make the phones ubiquitous across the line of the phone, meaning basically same specs. I don't mind them reducing the cost, but they have so many other phones that they could reduce the cost on, like the FE, and then their A lines and their M lines and things like that, where they could reduce the cost of the phone so that people would buy it rather than doing it in the S line. I feel like they should make the S line the same display resolutions, the same specs inside, maybe slightly different cameras because of the size of the phones. But I don't know, I think that's what they do. So will they? Next year? Probably not, if I had to guess. Thanks so much for your questions. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below with the word question as the first word, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.